Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, now that we finished up the pool stuff, it's later on in the same day. Now we're going to try and finish up the shelving in the cat room. I want to do something really elaborate in here so that this is really their room. And even in the house in California, I had, 8 or 10 shelves around. I'm going to probably have twice that many in this room because I'm going to have it, all over the place in here. All the walls are going to have shelves on them. I'm going to have a couple of shelves out front of the window. They're going to be able to get into basically anywhere in the house or anywhere in this room. And I know they like being up high so they can kind of watch the world. So we're going to create a lot of little nice fun little shelves here. And hopefully this will be a fun and inviting place for the cats. So let's go to Home Depot. Oh, and today's project is sponsored by my sister and a Home Depot gift card that she gave me for my birthday. Thanks, Brenda. Alright, so I got back from Home Depot. They didn't have exactly what I was looking for, at least not in the quantities I was looking for. So I kind of just went all out and just got kind of a variety of things, and we're just going to kind of put this together as I see fit to kind of get the desired effect. I had to go with these longer poles here, even though they aren't going to fit between the white piece here in the ceiling. I'm probably going to have to cut those a little bit, but that's okay. We can deal with that. All right, it's the next day now. I actually made the decision last night that I was going to spend the night here for the first time. You may recall that when I spent the first night in the apartment, I had to get an air mattress and a sleeping bag. Well, we did the same approach last night. I really like this place at night. It's dark, it's quiet. I slept really soundly, so I think that's just another positive thing. So, and since it's the next morning now, what I want to do is I want to do the next stage of the pool refresh. We did the chlorine, and we tried to bring one of the chemistries up a little bit. Today we're going to shock it, and there's a special chemical that we're going to basically dilute a little bit in water and pour that in there, and that's supposed to do the bulk of the job of killing off the algae and clarifying the water. Now they tell me that after doing this and after doing the next stage, that we'll probably have a white cloudy substance that we'll probably have to vacuum out and do a little scrubbing on the side of the pool to get the anything stuck on the side done. But other than that, this should take about 4 hours, and then we do the next chemistry, and that takes about 24 hours. So let's start off with shocking the pool. Now this is the stuff that they recommended that I use. There's actually 3 packets of this. I've actually put 2 of them in the water already. But basically what I'm doing is I'm just putting this into a bucket, diluting it a little bit with water, and then just kind of throwing it into the pool, trying to get it as much distributed around as possible. Then you just let the pump do its thing for about 4 hours before you put the chemistry in. Alright, we'll let that do its thing for about 4 hours, and then we'll do the next stage. But let's get back in and start working on the cat room. So I kind of cheated a little bit last night before I went to bed and put 2 of the shelves up. Like I said, I'm kind of making this up as I go along. So I got this one and this one on each side of the window, and I figure what'll happen is I'm going to have like one of these big long shelves running along probably like 2 feet down from the top of the ceiling. And the cat's gonna walk along that, hop down to there, and hop to the window, get up over to this shelf if they want. I'm also going to probably put a big long one up on this wall, and another one on this wall, and then we'll do some like little intermediate shelves in the middle just to help them get up and down. There'll be like two different ways to get onto the top shelves, so I think this will be entertaining for the kiddies. But like I said, I'm just kind of making this up as I go along. Wow, now I know why they call this stuff shock. It's been 15 minutes and look at that, the green's already gone. It's really cloudy still, and that's what they told me to expect. But my understanding is a lot of this should settle out, and I ought to be able to vacuum this out over the next day or so. So yeah, it's working. Now let's just get it clear again. Now the big thing to keeping shelves level is making sure that you literally start out level. And so these have been the key screws on these shelf brackets, and I've used a laser level to set up what the level is. And I'm wrapping it all the way around. And what I want to do is drive the screws into the stud behind the wall. And so there's like a 2x4 behind the wall here. And once you find one of them, they should be every 16 inches along the wall. That's what the standard is in the United States. I don't know, it might be different elsewhere. But what I've done is I have marked the location of the studs all the way across the wall here, right at the laser line. So now I know that when I drill all these holes that they're going to go into the stud. And you know when you do, because if you don't hit the stud, then you go about a ½ inch or 3/8, or a little bit more than a ½ inch, about 5/8 of an inch in, and you punch through the drywall. And when you hit nothing, then you know that you missed the stud. But when you go through and hit the stud, you know it because it gets harder and harder to drive in there because you're going through the wood. So I know I got these nailed right because each one of these holes, when I drilled them, I very easily hit the stud in there. So I'm going to continue drilling out all the holes, and then we will put the brackets up. Alright, so I've made a lot of progress today, got a lot of shelves up. Just kind of a random thing here. Obviously I don't have a means yet for him to get up from the floor, but that's going to happen here. We're going to put another shelf up here and probably do some stepping stools going up to the top. But unfortunately I've run out of parts, so I got to run back to Home Depot. I guess I need some more of these brackets and also the pieces that go on the wall. I've got a few of the little ones, but the little ones are really going up beneath the board, and the bigger ones, which are a little heavy duty, I'm having above the board. So like I said, I probably got to go get about 5 more. Well, actually on these are about 6 feet long, and I end up cutting them in half. So I probably only need about 3 of those, and then probably a dozen or so more of the bracket pieces. So I'm going to go to Home Depot, see if they've replenished their inventory. It's part of the reason I chose these braces, because I actually did see that they had another box of them there. So even if they haven't restocked them, hopefully they'll still, that one box will still be there. So like I said, it's getting there. I think this is going to be a lot of fun for the cats, a lot of little areas for them to climb up. They always love kind of looking at things at kind of an altitude, and I think that's just kind of a cat thing. So I think they'll be happy in here once I get this thing done, and we're almost there, I think. Still got to paint the door for the front, and also this door, because like I said, this still looks really gray to me. So we have to do that, but we're making progress. So it's the next day now. I spent the night here again last night, and I am going to, now that I have the supplies, I am going to finish up the cat shelves. Basically, I want to put 6 or 5 more slats here, and then put some kind of shelves there so that they can kind of get from the lower area here up to these shelves over here. So that's the task for today. I also have an appointment this morning to have the locks rekeyed. I've received a call from the company. They're on their way. They're going to be here in the next hour. So that's on the agenda also. I also made a second attempt to contact the movers, and I got a reply back from them like I did in the past. But just like before, I reply back to their reply and I don't hear anything. So since this is my last day of being off of work, at least until Saturday, maybe Sunday. I think we're off on Saturday because it's Independence Day here. But since I am going to work for at least the next 3 days, I really want to get the beginning stages of the house moving set up. And I guess they got to come in and look at the house and see what's going on here, and I guess get a handle on what they're going to be moving. So I'm going to call them directly, I think, and we'll see what happens from there. All right, so I have done as much as I can do right now. I've got basically a fully functional cat shelf system now, because they can get from the ground up to the upper levels, and then they can get all over inside inside of this room and up to there. Now I don't have anything on this wall yet, and we'll have to do something with that at some point. But at this point, I've completely wiped out Home Depot of all of these shelves, all these brackets. So I got to wait for them to restock. But like I said, it's fully functional now. The cats can get anywhere in the room onto any one of these shelves via this point. Like I said, I want to do a couple more going up here onto this wall. But, you know, that's just going to probably be just enclosed onto that wall anyway, because I'm not going to be able to go up and over the door jamb, because that just doesn't work with the brackets I have. But, you know what? I think it's a good start. You get their cat trees in here and some toys in here, and I think this will be a very entertaining room. Also get this nice little shelf here so they can hang out and check out what's going on in the yard. We'll probably put like a bird feeder or something out front to create a little cat TV, if you will. But I think this room, except for getting the doors back on and getting them painted, I think this one is done. All right, so the locksmith just left. This was a little bit complicated, and he's actually going to have to come back because all of the doors in this place were not keyed the same way. And unfortunately, in some cases, if you're going to rekey a lock, you got to actually have the key that came with it. And so he fiddled around with a couple of the locks and just was not able to make it to get to the point where he could rekey it. So what he's done is he's rekeyed the ones he could, which was one of the ones going out into the garage, one of the 2 locks going into the backyard, the front yard, and the 3 locks on the storm shelter. So what he's got to do is come back and do the other of the 2 locks going out into the backyard. There's a deadbolt and a lock on the doorknob. He was able to replace the deadbolt one, but not the doorknob one. So that's fine. You know, what he has done will allow me to secure the house, because I can secure the front door, I can secure the back door with a deadbolt, and I can prevent anyone from getting into the house through the garage by just keeping the garage door closed. So he's going to order a couple parts and come back, and in the meantime, I got keys for the new house, and it's completely rekeyed now, and it's ready to go. So these are the 2 doors from what's going to be the cat bedroom. This is the door that goes into the closet. This is the front door. Right now I'm getting ready to paint it. I've actually painted this stuff here with a brush, which is why you can see it looks whiter in the little grooves there than it does on the outside. I'm going to roll on the rest of that. But that's all I have to do, I think, to finish the cat room and put it all back together. So let's get that done. All right, so now on top of all that, I just made contact with the moving company. They kind of want to come out and see what they're getting themselves into, you know, see the apartment, see the storage unit, see the house, and kind of figure out how it's all going to work together. So I have an appointment to meet with them today at 2, and we're going to meet at the apartment. We're going to let them look at what they're going to be moving there, and then I'm going to take them over to the storage lockers, let them see what's in there, and we'll bring them back to the house and just let them kind of get a bearing on, like I said, what they're getting themselves into. So that's also on the agenda today, and I think I got a couple hours before that, so I think I'm going to take a quick run over to the pool place, because the pool is definitely making improvement, but you know, we got to do the next step now. Yeah, the pool is definitely blue again, but it's still very cloudy. I can't see the bottom, so I was told to expect that the pool would be cloudy after this process. So, you know, now we go on to the next stage, and figure out how to get the water all clarified. I was supposed to run the filter for 24 hours. Well, it's been running for 22 hours, so that isn't doing a whole lot to get rid of the cloudiness in the water, but that will come as that will be the next step, I'm guessing. All right, I'm back from the apartment. I've met with the movers, and they expect that we'll be able to get out of here or get out of that place in early next week. So hopefully Monday will be the day. So that will be what, July 6th, whatever that is. I don't know. They said they're going to try and shoot for the beginning of the week, and so I'm hoping that will be Monday, because the more time I have between when they move and when I have to go back to work, the more I can get done to get the house ready to go. So that's where we're going next. So I think from here on, I am going to run over to the pool place, get another sample of my water done now that now that it's not as green anymore, and let's see what they recommend for clarifying everything. All right, so I'm back from the pool place. They gave me a water purifier kit to use, and supposedly I put about 4 ounces of that in every 12 hours until the water clarifies. So I think we're good to go. I've already put that a little bit of that in there. I also found a couple other little accessories that I wanted to put into the backyard here, and I got those there, so we got those hung up also. There was actually a clock that was in this spot here that was left over from the original homeowners, or the previous homeowners, and I couldn't get it to work. It didn't seem that a new battery solved the problem, so I just bought a new one. And I also decided to put a thermometer out here that I can see from inside the house, so I can tell what the temperature is out here. And since Saturday is Independence Day here in the United States, I decided it was time for me to hang up my American flag too. So that's out front. And at this point, I think I'm going to hop in the pool because I'm a little bit hot. Then I'm going to go home, just kind of spend the rest of the day at home. I got a little video to edit and all sorts of fun stuff like that, so that you'll get to see this. So I think that's all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.